UK. I am in isolation in London. We are going through a crazy time, but I have decided I need to live my normality, and hopefully this will be helpful for you as well if you're isolating, which you should be isolating. So I will keep on making my YouTube videos, and this one will be my top five tips for body movement, hips edition. What does that mean? We're gonna be isolating our hips. So stick around. If you're at home, you can follow me, you can practice, and hopefully when this madness is over, you can actually do it on the dance floor. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do with our hips is an actual isolation. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if the legs are open and your knees are locked, the isolation will be completely different than when your legs are a little bit closer and slightly soft. So I shall demonstrate. I am wearing a tight bodysuit for you to see it clearly. Hopefully it's appreciated. If it's appreciated, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, so if you open your legs, toes slightly out, and your knees are locked, now upper body cannot move. So we're keeping the upper body tight, and only through the hip, through this part of your body and the hip is gonna go to the side. One side, then another side. Can you see that? One side and then another side. When we do this, this is a hip isolation. Now, look what happens when I actually bring the legs a little bit close. It's kind of underneath now, and my knees are soft. Now, when I do my isolation side to side, it becomes like this. Can you see that? Everything is underneath, okay? So now, let's continue. The hips don't go just side to side, they go also forwards and backwards. So again, back to the first position, the hip goes forward through the pelvis and then back through the lower back, right? So then when you combine the isolation, you can do side, back, side, forward. So can you see how everything is really like small, but it's out there, out there, out there, very big. Now when you bring again the legs a bit closer and you push the pelvis forward, it's really hard to do. It's all underneath. And then when you push out, it's all here. So then when you do the whole isolation, side, back, side, forward, it looks something like this. You can do any direction. You can do just forward, back, just side to side, but it becomes all underneath. So completely same isolations, but just because your positioning is different, it makes it different. So practice, have a feel of it, and see what it feels like. Now the second thing I want to show you is actually based on the first thing. Once you know how to isolate, you can actually do a booty roll. Now that roll is going to be a circular motion, and it's based on the isolation. It starts from the side, then the booty goes backwards, then side, then forwards, okay? So now, we go to position number one that we had, which is slightly open and with the locked legs. If the legs are locked, now we start the booty to the side, we go to the side, we do it backwards, we go sideways and forwards. And when we melt it together, you got your booty roll, and you can do to the other side as well. And depending what kind of dance you dance, whether it's salsa, bachata, it depends what kind of timing you're gonna do. And how big or small or where you're gonna speed up, but technique is exactly the same. It's based on isolation and it's a full circle, right? So now, if you're gonna do the same booty roll with the legs together, completely different, it has more a reggaeton dance feel, okay? Hip hop. So we have open legs a little bit, just soft knees, based on the same side, back, side, and forward. Now when we roll it together to the same directions, everything happens underneath. Can you see that? And it can go to the other side as well. But all based on the isolations. But these are two different booty rolls that you can try. One out and big, one small, all sexy underneath. The third kind of cool thing that we can do with the hips is just sway them side to side, but from going down, up, okay? Now, it's not difficult at all. It's kind of based a little bit more on the on the knee. What do you call this part of the body? Look, I can explain the dance, but I cannot remember body parts. I blame the isolation. Guys, my brain is frying. I used to teach every single day and every single night. Now I teach nothing. So bear with me, be patient. Now, same slightly open position, not too much, not too close, just normal open. And now, all we're gonna do is soften the knee slightly. And now, we're gonna imagine that we're scooping from down, up. It's like, imagine you have a hole. So the scoop is one direction and then another. So we're gonna soften the knees and we're gonna sway the hip to one side, then soften the knees, sway the hip to the other side. If you notice, when I soften my knees, I'm centered, but when I'm scooping to one direction, that direction leg straightens. Then when I'm scooping to the other direction, that direction leg straightens. So if I'm going to my left leg straightens. My right leg straightens. Does that make sense? Scoop in the middle, up on the side. Scoop in the middle, up on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it becomes that kind of shape, right? Dum, da da, da dum, da da, e. Hopefully you like it. Number 4. Shakira hips. How can we do the hips and not do the Shakira hips? So, here we go. Again, open position. Can you see that? There's a lot of open positions here. So now, the idea with the Shakira hips, first, we need a contraction. Contraction is going to happen through your upper body and lower body. Have a look. Can you see? It's as if my underneath my armpits trying to reach my hip. And then from the ball of the foot, I'm pushing the hip up. Yes? So there's a little contraction there, just a little bit. So now we need that in order to step out. As soon as I step out, the other hip is doing the same contraction. And then we step out again. You could do it on the spot, but you also can just take a step. So it depending what you want to do, right? But the idea is first squeeze, then push out. First squeeze, then push out. What might happen to you sometimes, you might squeeze, push out, but you see it's dead here. You killed the transition, right? So we want that transition. So when you're here and you push out to the side, transition it from underneath to immediately start the other side. Does that make sense? So first we practice to do this. The ball of the foot pushes the hip up. Then we practice to push it out. And then we want immediately to push from the ball of the foot, swing the hip around and do the other side. And that's your Shakira, Shakira. Shakira might do it better. But that's basically what she does all the time. You know what I'm saying? And finally, we're gonna do the reverse Shakira. This one's a trickier one, but once you learn the Shakira, then you can practice this one as well. So now, as we discussed, Shakira is outwards. Reverse is a swing the other way. So now, how do we achieve this? We have this open position again. And now the hip, instead of doing this, is actually gonna go from the opposite leg. Can you see how I'm not standing here and trying to do this? I'm shifting my weight on my right foot. So now I'm gonna start to the left and I'm gonna swing the hip up. From down, up. Not contract and out. is gonna swing from down, up. And when I do so, I'm gonna transfer it to the other side and gonna swing it again. Transfer it to the other side and swinging again. So the idea is that it doesn't start to the left. It starts from the right to the left, from the left to the right, from the right to the left, from the left to the right. So we transfer it and transfer it. So instead of out, we bring it in and in and in and in. And here the knees are soft, soft and soft and soft and soft. I'll show from here. My weight is on your right. I'm transferring. Transfer and transfer. Soft and soft. Everything going up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in. I kind of like it. You can transition from one to another. It's really cool. Have a go. I know this one is not easy, but if you master it, it's loads and loads of fun. And there you go. You're gonna have some hips to practice at home now. I really like these options. You can use them in so many different kinds of dances. So it's really, really usable options. Even if you're just like in your room now, just grooving on your own, these kind of options really, really work well. Guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is now my only source of any sort of income or communication with the world. So please show your love and support and leave some comments, because especially in these times, your comments, I read them so much and it brings me so much joy. And if you have any suggestions what you would like me to make for you while you isolated, oh, I would love that. Any ideas at this particular time, highly appreciated. Guys, thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you very soon.